Now, let me ask you, do you think that, so one of the things that we kind of cultivate in the group is we get people to share their results, right? Whether their results are how many subscribers they have, and that could be anywhere from, hey, I got my first subscriber to my email list, or I now have 5,000 subscribers on my email list. We get them to share how much money they're making, whether it's I made my first dollar, or I'm at $10 a month now, or I'm at $100 a month, or I'm at $30,000 a month. We also get them to share like page reads. Hey, I just hit like my first 100 page reads, or I've got 1 million page reads for this month. Do you think that motivates you, like to see other people that are doing this and they're doing it at different levels? What does that do for you?
Oh yeah, I love seeing that stuff, because then I think, well, they did it, I can do it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially with the different angles, right? Whether it's email, list building, whether it's someone who's built up the number of page reads or the amount of money that they're making with Kindle publishing. So I want to make this interview as valuable as possible for the person that's watching or listening. So with that said, what's your process like for publishing a new book? Because again, this is something that every time I interview someone, I kind of get like a different tweak or a different system that each person has. So what's your process like from soup to nuts? How do you come up with an idea, and then how do you move forward with that book idea?
Right. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Oh, no.
when I get like the idea for the stories, most of the time it doesn't even end how I've like imagined, like actually planned it. So I'd say like not to be like too stuck on idea, because maybe the cover looks a little different than you wanted, or the story turned out a little different. But just to do it from start to finish it and just get it done, and not to get so, don't think about it too much for too long.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think we could get analysis paralysis to the point where, remember I told you in this interview, you might see me getting interested. My wife just came in actually just now. So she's like, we're having our last switch out. So she's like, they're going to start drilling. Is it going to screw with your interview? But that's life. Like you have your
Right.
road on the other side. I've got, my wife, and I've got some repairs that are about to start taking place here. I think that with something like this, with Kindle publishing, it allows you to live a normal life and still generate income at the same time. And that's the beautiful part of it right there. That's the thing right there that
I agree. I like that, because like there's been times where like last month I did pretty good, but if she was sick and took a nap, and when she wakes up, I look and see that I still sold books, right? And I didn't have to do anything at that time. You know what I mean? Or when I go to sleep and I wake up, I love like looking at my phone. I'll look at the reports to see what I got. It's like Christmas time, looking at the.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that
sales.
does that, because I check my phone compulsively. I'm like, oh my God. Like I could be sitting here, right? And I would log in and I'm checking my phone. It could be at night before I'm about to go to sleep. And
I do that too.
at night, and then first thing in the morning is when I'll go in and I'll check myself. So I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one. Listen, if you're watching this, I think that one of the worst things, if you want to call it a bad thing, is that you will get addicted to checking yourselves every so often. I got so bad with the Kelly that in the middle of the night, I would wake up. When I first started publishing, I would wake up in the middle of the night, and my wife thought I was going to the bathroom, but I was actually going to check myself.
That's awesome.
So there's a little bit of craziness that comes along with it as well. So
yeah, I do that too. I'm just as guilty.
Very cool, very cool. So let me ask you a question. So one of the things that we teach in Kindle Cash Flow is how to build your audience in your email list, right? Because traditionally, when you're building up a business, like getting traffic or building up that customer database is one of the hardest things for most businesses, whether you own a brick and mortar dry cleaners business or whether you own any other type of internet marketing business. That's usually the obstacle, is like getting people to your product. Have you found that to be hard for you with Kindle publishing, or, what have you found to help contribute to your success when it comes to building up your email list?
So I did the book funnel website. Like that was really helpful. I got a good amount of subscribers, and next I want to try like Amazon ads and the Facebook ads. And I haven't done any of that yet, but I think considering that I just used that website, that I did pretty good. And I don't give away free books. That's another thing. I said I worked too hard on these stories just to give them away for free. They could give $1, the 99 cents.
Yeah, I think that 99 cents, listen, if you can't pay that, then maybe you don't need it, right? So,
Right.
especially if you put your hard work into it. So that's very, very cool. How big is your email list? Do you have a couple hundred people on there at least now, or?
1,500 people, like 1,500 people.
Oh, wow, okay. Big.
Yeah. And I'm surprised they actually open and read it, a good amount of them. And they'll reply back, which is cool. I like that.
That's the interesting part. I do like that. So one of the things that I do, here's a little tip, right? If you want to get better open rates and you want to make sure that your emails are actually going into the inbox and not into the spam filter, is at the very top, what I'll put in at the very top of my emails, right? When you open it up, I'll put, hey, this is such and such, whatever pen name I'm using, right? I just want to make sure that you receive this email because it's super important. Please reply back with a received, right? And I just put, received in quotes. And I'll get a ton of people that will reply back and they'll just put in, hey, I got your email or received or email received and read. Thank you. And what that does is it lets like Google and Yahoo and all of our other email service providers know that there's a two-way communication going here. Because usually when it's only one way, it looks like spam. But if they see that you're sending an email and people are replying to that email, then it looks more likely, it looks more like an actual genuine conversation. So.
I'm so sorry, Ty. Hold on.
Sorry. Oh, no, you're good to go. You're good to go. All right. So Carla May, what do you got going on? Hey, maybe we could show Carla. You want to introduce her to be Carla May? There you go. How's it going?
Say hi.
Hi, cutie. I remember when my 13, it was just like yesterday, my 13-year-old was 3 years old. They grew up super fast.